cheerleaders and football go hand in hand. Spirit squads date back to the 1920s. Tonight, our final installment in our series on local student athletes cheering at Ohio State. Mark Kuntz introduces us to Perrysburg's Ashley Thomason, who may have always known she wanted to be at Ohio State, but being a cheerleader wasn't always the plan.
As a young girl, Perrysburg's Ashley Thomason never saw herself pursuing cheerleading.
I actually was a gymnast for most of my life and swore I would never, ever be a cheerleader, and some of my friends convinced me in 8th grade to try out, and so then I kind of went from gymnastics to cheerleading and then did it all throughout high school and then tried out here. My favorite part of gymnastics was always tumbling, was always floor, and gymnastics was the only sport I did younger, so I kind of got burnt out, but I still had that passion for tumbling and floor, and cheer does have tumbling in it, so it kind of seemed like a good next step. And so then once I started cheer, it really kind of clicked and I wanted to pursue it into the college level. I think that a lot of people have the perception of sideline cheerleading, especially in Ohio. A lot of high schools aren't allowed to stunt. So people will look at cheer and just think you're doing cheers on the sidelines, but when it gets to competitive cheerleading, you're packing so much into a 2-minute, 30-second, 3-minute routine, and people don't understand the endurance and the athletic ability that it takes to be able to do that entire routine to the best of your ability.
For her, like many Buckeye fans, all of the traditions of the Scarlet and Gray have hooked her into a lifetime of fandom.
Everything that we get to be a part of, there's so many traditions that we get to be a part of, which is so amazing. I mean, how many people can say that they get front and center seats for every single Ohio State football game? The benefits that we get with the gear that we get, stuff for school and travel, it's just absolutely amazing everything that the university and that our coaches do for us.
And it was one of those perks that helped, if not turn a diehard Michigan fan, at least soften him to the Buckeye side of things.
So my uncle and his mom are actually huge Michigan fans, and my dad went to Ohio State, so that's how I became a Buckeye fan, and so it's always kind of been that, you know, snarky comments, rivalry, back and forth. And last year we got my uncle to come down to a game, and he sat in the seats that our coaches give us, and he was like, wow, this is pretty cool. So I think he's starting on the right track.
In Columbus, Mark Kuntz, BCSN.